Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to Full Throttle Racing here. Next gen cars at ISM Raceway. Qualifying about to be done. About 30 seconds left to qualify until we get ready to go green here, or get ready to get pacing to go green here, as it's going to be another beautiful night here, as we are at the Valley in the Sun 110 at ISM Raceway Phoenix, as we are running the older style of Phoenix. So if you're expecting turn one to be the start-finish line, well, then think again. That's not the version they run here on iRacing. Sure, they'll update it eventually, but right now we are running the old school 2012 layout here at ISM, and it's looking like it is going to be a fun race, as we do have the weather up here tonight, as it is going to be partly cloudy, 77 degrees. I'm not getting a track temperature, Chris. There it goes, 79. It showed me 3 question marks. I was like, man, they don't even know. As 79 degrees Fahrenheit, 2-mile-an-hour winds to the north, and looks like it's going to be a fun race, as our field is stacked back up here, as our front row looking pretty heavy here tonight, Chris. Colin Forster, that number 9 machine, going to be sitting on that pole position. With so yeah, you just want to go ahead and run through the qualifying? Okay, yeah. I was about to say, I didn't know if you were about to say something. I thought I heard you getting ready to say something. My bad. But okay, and we're going to go ahead and pull up the qualifying grid. So yeah, Colin Forster picking up that pole position here. As if you want to go aboard here with him, Chris, he did just spawn in. Just give us 1 second here. These cameras sometimes do like to fight you. There we go. There's that number 9 Suffocate machine. Colin Forster going to line up on that pole position here tonight. Ed Bauer, last week's race winner at Loudon. He's going to be lining up P2. Nathan Nichol, he finished in 3rd position last week. He's also going to be starting 3rd here tonight. Nathan Nichol, another one of those drivers picking up some speed. He's going to be lining up 3rd with Brian Hubel starting his outside lane in row 2. Then it's going to be Daniel Shipp in that 3rd lane starting P5 with Mean Jimmy Green lining up in that 6th place position. Sturdy Benfield, he's going to be lined up in that 7th place position with Joshua Abbey in that 8th place position. And it's going to be the G unit, Bradley Wilson, in that number 51 Dodge Charger, lined up P9 with Bryant Seaborn lined up in on his outside in that top 10 position. Then it's going to be James Morgan lining up in that 11th, number 43 at Petty Machine with Ty McIntosh 01 lining up 12th. Austin Rhodes 13th with Ryan Sword in that 14th position. Matthew Fitt's going to be lining up P15 with Shane Weldon Sr. lining up in that 16th spot. Then there's going to be Chad Hitchcock, that 22 machine, going to be lined up 17th, with William Brown, the 4th, lining up P18. Austin Gee, who has not currently gridded up yet, lining up P19. Patrick Ginter in that 38 Ford Mustang, he's going to be lining up in the P20 position. As you're going to have Charles Gurick in that 21 spot, with David Salter, 22nd. Brian Chu, 23rd. Stan Mayberry going to be lining up 24th here tonight, with Robbie Bice, 25th. Then we're going to have Josh Carver, Michael Lester Sr., who look like they aren't. Oh, and Austin Gee as well. All 3 of those drivers did not grid up, so that's going to round out your field here for the night, as you see everybody getting ready to go pacing here, as it's going to be Colin Forster, Ed Bauer, 2 drivers, very experienced. And we've got some front row repeats up here, Chris. Nathan Nichol, he came off that P3 last week. Last thing I said to him before was hopefully this carries some momentum, and hopefully we'll be talking to you next week. And he said that's the plan, and it looks like Nathan Nichol is definitely stuck to his word, man. That Ford machine, good qualifying here tonight at Phoenix. We definitely know it's a track that is not hard to gather the ropes on. This is definitely a difficult track to get around fastly, but looks like Nathan Nichol found that spot. Sitting up P3 here tonight, looking for him and Ed Bauer to make here some early moves. Is that iRacing pace car going to take that left turn? Field going to get stacked up. Colin Forster, Ed Bauer, bringing these boys to the green as we are rolling here at ISM Raceway for the Full Throttle Racing Cup Series. These next-gen cars going to blast it off into turn 1 here for the first night under race conditions, as we are single-filed up in front and a lot of double-file action out here in the back, as it looks like they are going to start getting double-file. They started to single-file, look like a little bit into turn 1. As I say that, though, you know how it is coming off of turn 2. That dog leg right there, everybody's going to open it up, get as close as they can to that inside wall, shortcut that track, as it looks like Nathan Nichol falling back just a couple spots here. Or no, excuse me, he has gained a couple spots, sitting up in that 2nd place position, as it seems like we are going to stay green here for this first lap. Battle for the lead here at lap number 2.
Yeah, we do know that this track is one of those tracks that you can get loose really quick, and it is hard to save it coming out of turn 4. It's not a heavily banked track, so you're coming out of turn 4. So whoa, as it looks like Daniel Shipp's going around back there.
Yeah, 44 machine is around. He's going to gather back up. Looks like he made a little bit of contact with that inside wall, as these composite bodies on these next-gen cars allow him to take a little bit more damage, but a hit to an inside concrete wall is a hit to an inside concrete wall no matter what you're driving. So that 44 machine definitely going to have to bounce back from that. It's 3 wide here. Brian Hubel coming to the inside lane for the lead. Battle on lap number 3 for the lead.
Yeah, as it looks like Ed Bauer, he decided to back out of that, did not want to get up into sit there and have to fight with those guys going 3 and 4 wide into turns 3 and 4. So you're going to see him back out, go to that 4th place position. Whoa, Nathan Nichol getting a little loose there. That 19, he's going to take over that 2nd position. So Brian Hugel moving his way up, already up 2 positions. So looking like that 19 car's got it figured out here early.
Yeah, looks like we got a couple cars here that are figuring it out early as we are rolling here. Lap number 4. It's looking like it is going to be an interesting race here as the field's starting to settle out just a little bit. Bradley Wilson now, he's finding a little bit of track up on that outside lane as he rolls to the outside of Josh Abbey. Early racing here in the back of the pack.
Yeah, it looks like Bryant Seaborn went around. The yellow flag's out. Looks like Bryant Seaborn in that 14 car going around. So we'll go back and see what happened. Probably just like I said, coming out of turn 4. You know, it's that you know, you want to get on that gas just a little earlier than you should, and then you go center around. So we'll go back and see actually what happened to that 14. Yep, that's what it looks like it happened. He just got on that gas just a little too soon. Everybody should get around him cleanly. Yeah, you see him snapping around back to the left, trying to keep it off of that outside wall. So good on Brian Seaborn and everybody else that was around him to check up and notice what was going on.
Yeah, it looks like Bradley Wilson just a little bit loose off turn 4, Chris. You know, you said that at the start of the race. Loose can hit you at any time around here at Phoenix. And it looks like that's what happened to that 14 machine. And, you know, that's just something we've seen from Seaborn this season is he's just hasn't been able to keep up that consistency like he did last season. But these next-gen cars, these open setups, definitely throwing a different ballgame to these drivers. And it's just interesting to see, man, some of these drivers that have been so dominant, so consistent these past couple seasons, now getting a little bit of pumped on the brakes and saying, whoa, slow it down. We're going to have to relearn this car a little bit. And it seems like Bryant Seaborn, one of those guys these past couple weeks who just hasn't had much success with those race cars. Hopefully he can get that FedEx machine tuned back up. As it looks like here, under this first caution period, lap number 7, that's going to open the pits up for Charles Garrett, Patrick Ginter, Shane Weldon Sr., David Salter, Stan Mayberry, and Daniel Shipp. So it seems like a lot of those Wolfpack guys decide to come down pit road here early as you see that 38 M&M's machine, Patrick Ginter, missing his pit box just a little bit. That's going to lose him about a position or two. 28 of Robbie Bice as well. As we say that, though, Robbie Bice also doing the same thing. So those Wolfpack guys going to get out in the same order they came in. It's going to be that 76 Charles Garrett, Patrick Ginter, David Salter, Stan Mayberry, and Shane Weldon Sr. all coming off pit road this time.
As it's lap 8 here of 110 at the Valley of the Sun 110. It looks like it's going to be a good race. We've seen a lot of the cars, a lot of the drivers start to get settled out. You know, we've seen Ed DeBauer fall back just a couple of spots. You know, he started in that 2nd position, and now he's sitting back in that 4th spot. Whenever all that shaking up started going on in front of him, he was like, maybe, oh, you know what? I don't think I want to take that turn. You know, going 4 wide with everybody. So we're just gonna back it out and go to the back. So. You see Ed DeBauer falling back, but look at Bradley Wilson, like you were saying, Josh, up 4 positions from his starting spot. So Bradley Wilson definitely starting to move his way up through the field. Looks like maybe he's gonna ride that yellow line. I don't know if he'll pit. No,
he isn't. There's no way. He's just messing around out there, having a little bit of fun.
And also behind him, Ty Mcintosh, a name that we don't get to talk about that much. Moving his way up, also up 5 positions. So he's showing that he's got a little bit of drive for this full throttle league.
Yeah, he's driving that 4 laps down at 0-1 machine tonight as Tom McIntosh, you know, one of those guys, like you said, Chris, haven't had, you know, too much to talk about him up here in the top 10, top 5 here early in the season. But it looks like Phoenix, one of those tracks, you know, like we said early, anyone really seems like they can pick up Phoenix, and you don't know who it's going to be. It's just, you always got those drivers in the field that just come to Phoenix and they're either hitting or your setup's missing it. There's no in between at Phoenix, man. You're either running hard or you're not running at all. So it's going to be fun to see, you know, some of these names for the field tweaking up through the order as we got Tom Mcintosh sitting in the top 10 here early. Just keep an eye on these drivers, man. These open setups really going to open up here as we roll through the field and roll through this race. You're going to see some late runners start to come alive here, maybe.
Yes, it looks like the green flag's out. We're going to get ready to go as the number 9 getting a really good jump there. Ryan Hubel, he's going to fall in behind him, so that 19 is also going to get a really good jump.
I don't know. Watch that 4 to the inside. As that 19, that 51 got a little bit of a push to that 4. It helped, just get that 4 to that door, that 19 into turn number 1, excuse me. So that 19 not able to close that like, maybe we thought he was. That's going to allow Nathan Nichol to get back up into that second place position. That number 4 Busch Light Machine these past 2 weeks looks like they've been hitting on their setups. This week, it looks like they've hit again. He's rolling here early. And at lap number 10, Nathan Nichols led a couple laps, and he's been back into this second place position here. Looks like he's trying to pick up some a little bit of knowledge on the track. I wouldn't think that I wouldn't be, what's the word I'm looking for? Never mind, Chris. Just take it away.
No, I was just going to say, the one thing that I was going to touch on is the open setups you mentioned earlier. That is, that's one of the things that really has really changed the game for these full throttle guys. We were actually having a conversation about it not too long ago, saying that, the one thing that's actually started making everybody realize, hey, I'm doing this wrong or I'm doing that wrong is having an open setup. You got iRacing holding your hand and basically doing all the work for you. You don't learn anything. So you get out here, you start tweaking these setups and everything. You start realizing, okay, I see what I can do here. So you see, drivers that you don't really get to talk about moving their way up through the field on these open setups.
And what really, really, hits with me on these open setups is not only is it the driver out there performing, you've got guys, not only friends, brothers. I mean, we've even heard from some of the drivers' mothers setting up these race cars, man, giving them the race strategy. So it goes as far as anything. Your next door neighbor, I mean, who knows? The dogs could be giving some setup hits at this point. I mean, these guys definitely get everybody involved, and that's what I love about the open setup racing here in these leagues, man, is not only do you got Nathan Nichol, Brian Hubel, Colin Forrester out there willing those things, there's guys in those cars that are running in the, first through 10th position that are just able to give them the pace here. I mean, some of those guys hanging back from that 5th position on back behind Josh Abbey wouldn't expect to, or wouldn't, hold against it, does not expect to see one of these guys just come flying up here anytime soon. Jimmy Green, one of those drivers that in the late run seems to pick up speed, so just keep your eyes on the track, man. You might think this top 4, top 5 is going to stay stagnant the way it is right now, but I can definitely guarantee you here towards the end of this race, there's going to be a lot more names up towards the front that you're probably not expecting here tonight.
Yeah, speaking of, we've got Ryan Sword currently sitting in that 10th spot, up 4 positions. He's actually streaming on Twitch. I put the link in the Facebook chat for everyone to go and grab that. So if you do want to go over to his Twitch and check out what it looks like driving inside that Team Sparkle Unicorn 94, there you go. There's you a opportunity.
And speaking of opportunity, Nathan Nichol, man, he has taken this. Oh, say that! Bradley Wilson around! That's going to collect Brian Hubel. The rest of the field going to get around. It looks like we've got a lot of guys getting checked up here. David Salter. Whoa! Who was that was just collected? Was that Chad Hitchcock?
That would have been Chad Hitchcock, yeah, and it looks like maybe Charles Gurk also getting a little bit into that, yeah.
So let's see what happened to this 51 of Bradley Wilson. Looks like, him and 19 of Brian Hubel made some contact coming off of turn number 4. And you see Robbie Bice getting checked up there, or that could be David Salter. No, excuse me, I'm not sure who that is. That might be Stoney Benfield. That is Stoney Benfield. That was at 76. Or no, Charles Gurk. Man, these guys are all running different numbers in every different league, and that confuses me sometimes. My bad. Charles Gurk always stays with the 76. So I always got to remember that. But Charles Gurk looks like he was just trying to get it checked up in the car that was behind him. Chad Hitchcock just maybe not aware where the car Bradley Wilson was in front of him. And, yeah, he hit Bradley Wilson after the caution did pop out. You'll see him pulling up right here. That was Matthew Fitz. That was the 2 machine. That was Matthew Fitz. That was not Chad Hitchcock. They were just in the same area in the same time. So, yeah, that 22 machine was on the outside lane. So, yeah, it was Matthew Fitz. Excuse me about that. That is just 2 teammates in the same place at the same time on the track, so I do apologize about that.
Yeah, you see Stoney Benfield getting slowed down there. Oh, and then Stoney just does a fake out. Goes to that inside. And then, there you go. Y'all, Matthew Fitz just nowhere to go. He's all over the back bumper there of Stoney Benfield. So not really able to see it. Like we said, you can see it from right
Well, the
here.
car in front of Stoney cuts around at the last second, so he probably couldn't even see Bradley Wilson.
Yeah, so you see there, Stoney Benfield just takes that inside lane and just didn't know he was there.
And again, Matthew Fitz, man, just another week of just unfortunate, just unfortunate things happening to him. There's that 76 of Charles Gurrick, actually. So yeah, that wasn't Charles Gurrick originally. That would have been Stoney Benfield. We are correct. Excuse me about that, man. I'm just getting all out of sorts with these numbers here tonight.
Yeah, you see Charles Gurrick getting into the bumper, of that too of Matthew Fitz. So Charles Gurrick taking a little bit of damage there, but doesn't look like it was too bad.
And again, I just got to say a big apology from me personally in the booth because, man, I am just having to knock the rust off a little bit this week. Me and Chris usually on a very strict, very, time strict, calling schedule where we're, going every other day. And these past couple weeks, it's only been the Full Throttle League that we've been on. So I've been a little bit out of my rhythm, a little bit out of my groove. So if I do sound a little flustered or I'm getting a little bit mixed up with my words, I do apologize. It's been a little bit since we've, a week since we've sat down, and it's been a long week, man. And I do, again, apologize for me, maybe sounding a little bit like I'm stepping on my own toes. So we'll get it straightened up. I just got to get back in the groove of things. So, but hey, I want to take a time to say, fans at home, Full Throttle fans in the Facebook, YouTube chat, say what is up to your drivers. This is your time to throw out those big drivers. I mean, we're only 20 laps into this thing, but, that's 80 laps until we hit 100, and then we'll be at 10 to go. And so... just what drivers are you expecting now to see move through the field? I mean, look at Jimmy Green. He's up in 5th. James Morgan, he started the race in 11th place. He's moved himself up into 6th. Ty Mcintosh moved himself up another position on that last little restart. Got himself up into 7th now. Ryan Sorden, 8th. Austin Rhodes, 9th. William Brown in 10th. So, I mean, just your 5th on back. All movers, man. I mean, Jimmy Green only moved up from 6th place from the start of the race. But, from 6th on back, we'll say, to 10th. You've got a lot of movers in the field. And Robbie Bice, another one of those guys, Chris, sitting in 13th. He started this race in 25th at the dead tail end of the field. Robbie Bice moving himself up into the top 15. So if you're on that Facebook, YouTube chat, go ahead and shout out your drivers, or, just shout out anybody you want to. Just say what's up.
Yeah, Josh
Hey
Carver.
to me and Chris.
Josh Carver in the Facebook chat. Let's go Rev, Rev, Rev. He said it 3 times. So just letting everybody know that Josh Carver said, let's go Rev.
Yeah, that Rev. The highest Rev driver right now, I want to say, is that 23 up Jimmy Green. As Daniel Ship, Nathan Nichol, Ed Bauer, Ty Mcintosh, all those guys. So Ty Mcintosh sitting in that 08 machine, or 01 machine, sitting in 7th. So those Rev guys rolling them way up through the field, but it's going to be that 9 of Colin Forrest or Nathan Nichol. We'll see if Nathan's going to battle to that 9 here. See if, he's been very dominant on that inside lane on the restarts. As he's going to start on the outside this time, he's going to have Brian Hubel, who did just make some contact with that 51 machine. That's going to, be interesting to see. Whoa, big drive in from the 82 of Ed Bauer. He's going to get high up the racetrack. That's going to lose him a couple positions. What I was trying to say is I'm interested to see how that 19 handles after that contact with the 51 machine, as we got a car on the racetrack, down on the apron on the bottom of the racetrack. Yeah, Chad Hitchcock, or Daniel Ship, excuse me. Looks like he came out of pit road, and yeah, he was on pit road for a good little while, so he was just waiting for the field to get by before he re-entered. So just a little class act there from that 44 Daniel Ship. Didn't want to get anybody's way on that restart. As it looks like we've got a good little battle here for that 2nd place position. Brian Hubel, Nathan Nichol, they have been swapping this position back and forth here in the early run-ins of the first 22 laps of the race. Now interesting to see how these guys are going to go at it. Is that for Nathan Nichol on that inside lane, able to drive it past that 19 again. So Nathan Nichol, man, early looking strong with that race car here in these early runs.
Yeah, Nathan Nichol moving his way up through the field, already set himself up into the 2nd place position. So Nathan Nichol is moving his way through the field, doing a really good job out there on the track. Like we said, he's one of those drivers that we kind of look out for now, because we've been seeing a lot of good things coming out of that Ford machine. So that is a good move on him. But Jimmy Green in that 23 also moving his way up through the field. You see Ed Bauer falling back, a little bit off that start, taking it a little high into turns 1 and 2. Maybe just didn't get on the brakes enough like he wanted to, and got set up the track. As you see him right now, Jimmy Green making a move on that 19. Maybe that 19 just having a little bit of an issue after that contact with that 51 earlier.
And Chris, I just sent you the link because I saw James Morgan put it in driver chat. That 43 machine on Twitch as well, doing his driver cam. So if you want to go over and hang out with that 43 of James Morgan, right on board with him. He is live on twitch.tv/Yeaton43. Chris, if you can put that link up on chat. I know some people maybe not know how to spell Yeaton, but Chris will put that link up on the screen or in chat somewhere if you're going to go right on board with that 43 of James Morgan as well. Uh-oh, Ed DeBauer. Ed DeBauer already got some words on the radio. He said, cut me off again, Hubble. Looks like we might see some moving right here.
Oh, as you see him going really high up the track.
Yeah, these boys are getting spicy on the radio here earlier. I sent it to you on Discord. Might want to pay attention to that 19 machine, that 82, as we get out through the race. Already a little bit of frustration from Ed DeBauer saying, you're cutting me off, man. He's cutting that nose off in that 19 machine. So we'll see. That 82 rolling hard. Last week's winner, oh, he drove it in big there. He definitely wanted to get clear of that 01 of Tyler Mcintosh, and clear he did. He is definitely wanting to take the work to this 19 machine. As Jimmy Green moved himself up into third, man, that 23 machine. You know, I talked about those late-run cars, Chris. Jimmy Green always having, it seems like, one of those late-run cars. And here he is at lap number 27 on these tires that we started the race on. Yeah, the 82 slide job in that Cabela's Bass Pro Shop machine. And Brian Hebel going to drop back under him here in the dog leg. Too wide going into turn number 3. This is still going to be a drag race and a battle for this 4th place position.
Yeah, it looks like that 19 maybe getting in a little too low on the turn there. But also Ed DeBauer looking like he, whoa, as it looks like, oh!
Nose off, baby.
That
he
was
just cleared him. And here comes the 43, baby. They're racing at Phoenix here at lap number 28.
Yeah, it looks like James Morgan did a little bit of a not so good job on getting on the brakes. He washed up there into that 19, taking that runaway, the 01, going to dive down to the bottom lane with that 43.
Oh, but here comes the 43 at the 82, maybe? No, that was just the way that camera looked. The 82 a lot farther ahead, excuse me on that. But that 43, man, doing a good job. Like you said, Chris, did get a little bit watchy. Oh, whoa! Contact! Oh, what a time, Mcintosh, a 19 around. That looks like it could have been some net code. We know these next-gen cars not completely perfect on their hit code or hit box. So that looks like it could have been a little bit of net code. But we do know that 19 did just get spun around. And that 01 Ty Mcintosh, one of those rev guys, they were just battling Ed DeBauer. That could be that could be some frustrations here from those rev guys. We'll see though. That 23 of Jimmy Green gonna move himself up into 2nd place now. He is gonna pass that 4 machine and Nathan Nichol, and it looks like he's coming alive, man.
Yeah, it looks like Jimmy Green's starting to find something in that car.
Whoa, Nathan Nichol, a little bit of a wall kiss coming out of turn 2 as well.
Yeah, I was about to say, it looks like Nathan Nichol's getting a little loose coming out of the corners now. Maybe he's pushing that car just a little too hard. Does look like Jimmy Green's just kind of on a cruise line right now. So maybe that 4. Whoa, as we say that.
Oh! Oh, no! Caution out, lap number 31, Nathan Nichol. No, brother. He is going to get around here on lap number 30 and bring the caution out, man, and some good cars collected. James Morgan, the number 43 machine, he is going to take some damage as well. Unfortunate turn events here at lap number 31.
Yeah, as you see the Ford just getting loose on his own there. As it gets loose on his own, it's gonna get he's gonna get up into that 82 of Ed DeBauer. We're gonna go a little slow-mo here and watch that. You see the 4 just trying to collect it back up, but it's gonna snap back up towards the top of the track. The 82 is gonna have nowhere to go.
Nothing the 82 could have done there.
Yeah, 43 James Morgan trying to get around it, but you know, you don't want to.
James Morgan might have take the lighter of the damage from those two, but definitely the 82 took a big shot there, and that's not good, man. And you can see Nathan Nichol inside his driver camera was not blinking, man. That was some wide open eyes on that driver's face. So definitely a little bit scared right there. Brown flag moment for some of these drivers, but unfortunate to see Ed DeBauer caught up in that, as well as the 43 of James Morgan. Just nothing you can really do on the front stretch here at a track like Phoenix. Not a lot of room to go, man.
Yeah, it's
man, I just saw somebody cheesing the pit boxes. Who was that? Freaking cheesers. 2 stalls in, 2 stalls out. If you don't live by that rule, you aren't a real racer. I'm just kidding. Whoever did it, I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna beat you up. I'm gonna send Robbie Bice on you. Now we'll send David Salter. We'll send Salter on you.
Oh yeah, send a rabid squirrel at you.
Yeah, you know, he'll come up mad at you, and then 10 minutes later, y'all be laughing and talking about how that was just a racing incident. So, you know, it's whatever. You know, but just every week we got to hit on it. Just listening to Salter get mad in the race car, man, it's so awesome. Just listening to the frustration.
Yeah, I did post the link to that 43 machine into the Facebook chat. So if you want to go check out the onboard view from that 43 of James Morgan, it is in the Facebook chat. So there you go. It's also another driver you can get another perspective on. Hopefully in the future, I'll have I'm trying to work up a thing to where I can actually have all of their videos to where I can just pull them up, and then you can see it. But we'll see how that goes in the future. Like I said, you know, got to look at streaming rights and stuff.
Pace lights are off. It looks like William Brown sitting in that third position, up 15 spots. He's been mowing the field down. Speaking of mowing, got to give a big shout out to our sponsors here tonight, Cook's Lawn Care. They are one of the sponsors that came on board this season. Another one of those guys who can speak about major setups, man, because William Brown, he's got a major setup running. No more puns. I'll shut up after that. But, you know, he's a big shout out to major setups, and a big shout out to 811 NC. Call before you dig, baby. Make sure there ain't no water lines. You could be paying a lot more money than what you think you could for just going out there and digging, but just call before you dig. 811 dig, as we are back to the green flag here at ISM Raceway, Phoenix Motor Speedway, as you're going to see that 9 of Colin Forster off to another great restart. But here comes William Brown. We know one of those drivers that made it all the way through the playoffs last year. We know William Brown's very good in this race scenario. Got a lot of good experience, good racecraft, very good awareness of, you know, what the cars around him usually do. And that 27 machine, usually one of those drivers that you see move his way up to the field, and it seems like tonight, up 16 spots now after that restart pass on that second place position. Now he's got himself up in the second place, and it's looking like it's going to be a battle here for this lead if that 27 keeps up the pace.
Yeah, last night that 27 actually won the Full Throttle Xfinity race at Kentucky last night. So that was actually the series end for the Xfinity League. We're going into the championships round next week, but that 27 winning the last race of the season. So William Brown showing that he can drive pretty much anything with wheels out here. You know, goes to show, man, those Team Sparkle Unicorn guys, man, they can get out on the track and drive it.
And indeed, and another one of those drivers that has moved his way up to the field, Ryan Sword, man, 10 spots. He's sitting in that fourth place position. Another one of those Sparkle Unicorn guys, and you know, every week we talk about it, seems like those Sparkle Unicorn guys, either they've got a setup that's hitting or they got a setup that's really hitting. And it seems like this week they've got a setup that is really hitting. And those guys are rolling, man. Austin Rhodes in sixth place. You got William Brown in second. Ryan Sword in fourth. You know, a couple of these guys taking some damage throughout the race. Chad Hitchcock, one of those drivers, unfortunately. But Sparkle Unicorn guys again this week, rolling.
Looks like Colin Forster in that 9 machine, looks like he's starting to figure out something. He's getting a little bit of a gap to William Brown, but William Brown's not letting him get too far. But look at Jimmy Green all over the back bumper of that Team Sparkle Unicorn 27 machine. That Pro Rev guy, he's not letting him get anywhere. Sorry, I said Pro Rev, I meant Rev Esports. I'm sorry, excuse me. I'm sorry, I said the wrong name.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a word with you out in that back alley tonight with the metal baseball bat, Chris. So me and Jimmy Green are gonna meet you out back later. So hate to break it to you.
Yes, it looked like Jimmy Green was getting ready to make a move on the inside there of the 27 of William Brown, but looks like he decided against it halfway through through the breaking into the corner, but it looks like Jimmy Green was still all over the back bumper of that 27. Woo!
And he got on the brakes late. That was some demon braking from the 23. That's going to set him up to get that run on the outside lane, as it looks like it's going to stall out, but it looks like he might get a run up to that quarter panel, get that little bit of side draft coming into turn 2. Or turn 1, excuse me. They said the big thing about these next-gen cars is the aero. They really want them to be able to race around each other. And you're seeing it now. These guys have been going too wide all night through the corners. No looseness, nothing. I mean, these cars have just been sticking mechanically. Great to see, not only on the platform, but I feel like next year when we get these cars in real life and we get to see the real life spectacle, it is going to be awesome. These cars have put on a show this season.
Yeah, it looks like Jimmy Green's going to go ahead and make that pass on that 27 to William Brown. Maybe William Brown just like, you know what? I don't like the line that I'm running. I'm just going to go ahead and fall back into that position. Because I do know that, when you have an outside line, dominant track, which, Phoenix isn't really outside. You can drive anywhere on Phoenix, but it's one of those things where, if you're in a line that you don't want to be in and the car doesn't like it, you just got to get out of it. And, sometimes you got to lose a position to make up a position. So that 27 just falling back there, as you see a lot of single file racing going on through the field. Look at that, the 14 of Brian Seymour back up into the 5th place position. You saw him spin earlier in the race, so that 14 doing a good job moving his way back up through the field. As we were talking, Ryan Sword, like we were saying, moved himself up 10th position, so currently sitting in that 4th position right now, doing a really good job moving his way up. And look at that, Charles Gurrick also involved in that little bit of a scuffle earlier, moving his way up through the field, getting around that 12 of Austin Rhodes.
Yeah, that Fallout machine going to make his way past the 12 of Austin Rhodes. As you see Stoney Benfield now trying to work his way back up into the top 10. He's got the G unit with that back bumper damage on his outside. Winner of the first 2 races of the season, last year's Cup Series champion. Last season's Cup Series champion. It was only like a month or 2 ago. So, just that 51 definitely had a little bit of a struggle here since race number 3. It's been one of those just accident-filled events, but he's got 2 wins early on the season. That 51 machine definitely not giving up, we know here at this early in the season. Definitely expecting to see Bradley Wilson make another championship run this season. And that 43 of James Morgan, man, another one of those guys that at the first race of the season, he went out there, qualified good. He was doing really good early on in the race, got caught up in an accident, and that ended his night. And ever since then, for James Morgan, it seems like it's just been an uphill battle. That 43 machine has good runs. He was running very consistent early, all the way up in the top 5, top 10 early. And, now it seems like after that one accident, caution out of the front straightaway. Oh, 76 around, 88, David Salter. There goes the 43. No! As I was just talking about all of them.
As it looks like Charles Gurrick was what started all of it. So we'll go on board here with that 76. See him coming out of the turn. Yeah, he's already loose. He's not even out of the corner yet, and he's already
really
sideways.
Low on the track, too. You see Stoney Benfield. He's that white car behind the M&M's car. You'll see him get involved in this. Oh, Bradley Wilson he crept by. 75 of Stoney Benfield going to get by there. 82, Ed DeBauer, he's going to come flying in. And then here comes the 88. Exactly what just happened. That last caution between when Stoney Benfield had the driver behind him and he got caught up in it. Exactly the same thing happened again. Same spot on the racetrack. Same kind of incident. Maybe not 100% identical, but then James Morgan after the wreck, he's going to get a little bit loose. And, it's going to catch Stoney Benfield, who got past the most dangerous. Oh, it looks like Ed DeBauer. Oh, Ed DeBauer clipped him. That makes sense now.
Yeah, and then you're going to see the 82 of Ed DeBauer just slam into the side of that 43. That was just a situation of, just not a lot of places to go. We're actually going to go on board here with Ed DeBauer. We'll see what he saw from his point of view. Him getting down there off the corner. Everything just kind of happens in front of him. You see the 76 there. Whoa, it just got loose. Clipped the 43. That's going to send him into Stoney Benfield. And then that 82 just nowhere to go.
I mean, it looked like he had her woed up like he wasn't going to hit that 75 of Stoney Benfield. Not sure, maybe if Ed just thought he wasn't going to get slowed down in time and went to cut up the track to miss that 75. That's kind of weird, man. He just did, he did turn right up the track. That's unfortunate, Ed maybe just thought, yeah, he was starting to lock him up a little bit. You can see that, and that's just netcode contact as well. I mean, it could have been avoidable, but like we said earlier, these are new cars on the platform, and that has been one of the things I've seen people complain about the most with next-gen cars, netcode. All right, so under this, while we are under caution here, lap 32, only got a couple takers down pit road. We are going to go under a commercial break here and have a word from our sponsors over at NC811 Dig.
When do you plan on putting in that new fence we've been talking about since last summer?
I guess I could start tomorrow.
Protect the ones you love and protect your buried utilities by contacting 811 before you dig, either by phone, the web, or the NC811 app. Know what's below before you dig. Visit nc811.org to learn more. If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love.
So, man, big shout out to Robbie Bice here. He is trying to do the Max Verstappen strat today. As you know, Max, if you watched the Russian Grand Prix this morning, started in 20th due to an engine change. Dead last of the pack, came up and finished second. Now that Red Bull machine over here in the next-gen cars at full throttle, he's trying to come from the back of the path, 25th. He's worked his way up into 7th. Robbie Bice doing his best Max Verstappen impersonation in that Red Bull machine, sitting currently in that top 10th and 7th. As we are getting ready to go back to this restart, green's out driver. Colin Forster in that number 9 machine off to another good restart, as well as William Brown and that 23 of Jimmy Green. Drag race from these top 5 competitors into turn number 2. 1. Why do I say 2 every time for 1?
Yes, it looks like the back of the field getting a little shuffled up back there.
Caution, caution.
Yeah, Ty Mcintosh and Josh, you said his name.
Man, I'm just going to stop talking about people tonight.
Yeah, as Josh has pointed out, every time he started talking really good about somebody, wrecks happen. So we see that.
Literally, man, James Morgan, Robbie Bice. I'm just going to stop talking about you guys, man. I'm going to sit over here and shut up. So when Robbie messaged me at the end of the race, said, hey, man, why were you so quiet that race? This is why. Man, Ty just got in there hot. It's just a racing incident, man. At least Robbie hit the safer barrier part of the wall. That's something to look forward to. I mean... But 3 wide on the restart, man. That's just probably not the place to be right there.
Yeah, you see the 28 of Robbie Bice coming down pit lane now. Gonna have to assess that damage and see how long it's gonna take him to get back out on the track. We do know that, like we were saying, these composite body cars, they take the damage a little differently than the last gen cars or any of the other cars. They take the damage a little differently. So
and I will, sorry, I was just gonna butt in here. I will say one thing I've noticed about. I'm thinking maybe. Sorry, I gotta mute my driver chat. I hear some guys talking. It was just mixing up what I was trying to say, but I think one thing that iRacing needs to possibly fix is you see a lot of cars out here running with no rear decks, no front spoiler, or no front clips or anything. I mean, no bumpers, hoods, and they're still keeping pace. So it's like, it's one of those things, man. I think iRacing might need to look at those cars, get them tuned up under damage. But one thing I have noticed this season is damage race cars able to keep speed. So just because your driver's taking a little bit of damage doesn't mean they're still not going to be able to get out there and hold some speed, baby. So don't think that just because some of these wrecks have happened that they're completely out of it. These next-gen cars on the iRacing platform seem like they haven't gotten them balanced out with the damage model yet, unless it's very, very bad engine damage and a lot of aero damage. But usually when you're just missing a piece or two there or got some big dents, the car seems to still drive somewhat manageable. So we'll see. I could be, shooting myself in the foot by saying that, but we'll see.
Yeah, I've also got Josh Carver in the Facebook chat. Josh saying that he's actually a Hamilton fan, and he said that was your fault.
Well, why was he driving the Red Bull machine? Drive the Petronas machine, Robbie. You just pulled in freaking Baku City. You blew the tire out and you hit the wall going up to lead the race. Ah, man. Mercedes fans, dude. You try to go out there and be, Max Verstappen, you end up like Lewis at Monza.
You know, Josh Carver just pointed out, Josh, he had 30 seconds of damage last week, and he still blew his car. So that could, he did get that 30 seconds fixed, and then you saw him out there in the lead. He was just driving, and then all of a sudden his engine just let go.
We can't be talking no F1 right now, man. You'll get me spirited today. Lando Norris's loss this morning. I literally turned the TV off when I saw Lando go off track because I knew he wasn't going to win. But, congratulations to Lewis Hamilton, 100 GP wins, first in F1 history, man. That's awesome. It's just right in the history books, man. Now we got to see somebody try to top that, but I don't think I'm going to be alive to see that day. But, it's just, you get those drivers once in a lifetime, man, and Lewis Hamilton is definitely a special driver, so it's cool to see the 100th win out there in Russia, but, man, hate it for Lando Norris. And hate it for Robbie here tonight. He shouldn't have ran the Red Bull scheme if he's a Mercedes fan. That's just Toto coming down with the hammer. And he's getting that Brian Vickers luck then.
As caution lights are out, you're going to see the 9 get off to a really good jump here. 23 of Jimmy Green also going to get off to a really good start there. 27 of William Brown following in behind him. It looks like a Team Sparkle Unicorn Fest going on up here in the front now. You see a bunch of rainbow-colored cars just making their way up to the front. You see Austin Rhodes peeking his way up into the top 5. Well, he was battling it out with Brian Seymour there, but Brian Seymour did take over that 5th place position. It looks like that 14 moving his way up through the field, like we were talking earlier, have a little bit of misfortunes going on through his race series last season, and then you see him getting into a couple of spins this season. But hey, that 14's doing a really good job as I'm talking about him.
Oh, he ain't gonna wreck him. That's one thing that Bryant Seaborn is very consistent on, driving around other drivers, man. He knows how to put that car on the knife's edge and completely just get away with it. Bryant Seaborn started last season, one of those drivers that each race he was winning. I mean, it seemed like Bryant was going to just win every race last season, and he started to fall off a little bit towards the later part of the season into starting the championship run. But Bryant, man, he's one of those guys who just knows how to absolutely put the car on the limit and make it stick. It's just like, when you're out there driving and you got that guy that passes you in the fixed racing and you're thinking, how is he doing that? That's how Bryant Seaborn is, man. He's a freak behind the wheel.
Yeah, and these open setups, like we say, whoa,
Caution
yellow
back
flag
out.
is out. It's like
I got so many names flickering around, I can't tell who. Oh, Robbie Bice got no front clip. Something happened to Robbie that time, because he came out with a front bumper, did he not?
He did come out with a front bumper, so we'll go back and see if we can hack, because I do not have a marker for it. I just have a yellow flag marker, so we'll see what happened here. Doesn't look like it was Robbie Bice. We'll go through the field and see. Maybe the 01 there of Ty Mcintosh will... Right there. 51 of
Bradley Wilson again, man. Unfortunate.
Yeah, Chad Hitchcock up there in that up in the wall with him there. We'll go back just a little bit since I don't have a marker, since we see it going on here. It looks like the 51 just got into the corner there.
Really hard under the 18. Man, I miss those Home Depot paint schemes, I can tell you that.
Yeah, the 19 having nowhere to go, just got up into that corner panel of the 51.
22 with Chad Hitchcock involved as well. That could have been a lot worse, though. I think they got away with just a little bit. That could definitely be a lot worse, but definitely don't want no damage on these race cars at all. But that's going to open up some pit strategies here, Chris. Jimmy Green is going to lead the field in. He was just currently sitting in second. He's going to give up that track position to come down. And yes, get those Ford Fresh and Goodyear Eagles. Single lugs this year still takes about the same amount of time because of the fuel going in the race car. So you're going to see Jimmy Green getting off pit road first, but he's going to be coming out in that 8th spot. Colin Forster, William Brown, Bryant Seaborn, Ryan Sword, Austin Rhodes, Brian Hubel, and Stan Mayberry, your top 7, all decided to stay out. 8th place on back, decided to come down pit road. As Jimmy Green's going to come out in that top position in 8th place with Patrick Ginter coming out 9th. Brian Chu 10th, and Nathan Nichol 11th. Shane Weldon Sr. going to come out 12th, and the rest of your field still pitting back there. Looks like we got some damage repair from your 13th position on back.
Yeah, it looks like, just going to go ahead and throw it out here. Colin Forster, William Brown, Bryant Seaborn, Ryan Sword, and Austin Rhodes all on the same tires. They pitted on lap 32. So we are now 30. They're on 30 lap old tires, while Jimmy Green, Patrick Ginter, Nathan Nichol, Shane Weldon Sr., Brian Chu, Tom McIntosh, all those guys have come down and taken tires. So you're going to see a little bit of a run-up from these guys here in the back, as Brian Hubel and Stan Mayberry, they're the only two that are sitting up here in the top 10 on a little bit newer tires. The last time they pit, Stan Mayberry was at lap 48, and then Brian Hubel at lap 49. So those two pit a little earlier than these guys. So maybe one of those last cautions came down, got some tires and everything. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how these guys in the back, Jimmy Green, how he's going to lead this tear up through the field with these better tires.
And they do got 7 cars separating him from the lead, so it's going to be hard to make some passes here early. But these fresh tires, he's going to be able to, really take them anywhere, on the bottom, on the top. I mean, that 32 or that 8th position on back, they're really going to be able to take these guys up front in any of the positions. But it's just, you've got 7 cars up there, as I like to call them, rolling chicanes. So it's going to be hard to manage this traffic here. 7 cars in front of you. It's going to get real dicey with the boys in the back, too, trying to come up here and run. We're about to have a good little restart here, and I feel like this is about to be hectic.
Yeah, it's been a good race so far from these Full Throttle guys. They've been doing a really good job keeping the cars woed down. Like we were saying, going into this track, Phoenix is one of those tracks that it doesn't matter how good you are. Man, it'll just come up and bite you. You'll be going through the corner like, oh, okay, I can start pushing the gas now. And then the next thing you know, you're looking at that inside wall coming out of 4. So it's just one of those things where, it's one of those tracks that are very, very, it's very tempting to want to get back into the gas way too early. And then, as you see, a lot of going around in turn 4.
As it's going to be what seems like a broken record, as I've said it so many times tonight, that 9 of Colin Forster owns the field now. He's going to bring him back to the green. That Suffocate machine did good. Restart again, as he's going to pull it up to that outside lane. Get out in front of that William Brown machine, but dive it back down here to the bottom. Get that corner really on the apex. Roll it through turn number 1 and 2. On the loud pedal coming down the back straightaway. You are seeing your leader, Colin Forster, get a good little start here. As, caution! 12 of Austin Rhodes, 19 of Brian Hubel around. As that discount tire number 19 machine has been all in this stuff tonight, and it looks like he is going to finally be collected himself. Hubble's going to go around. That was the last caution, Chris.
I do apologize, that was the wrong replay. As we see the 12 getting down on the inside, it looks like maybe,
Whoa,
the 19 got loose.
19 got loose, yeah. 12 going to keep it on the inside. Oh, no.
You see the 19 getting loose right there. Nowhere to go for that, cameras are messed up. Yeah, but nowhere to go for that, that 12 machine, just having that 19 get loose in front of him. Gonna send him around, and then you're gonna see the 12 and the 19 get caught up in that little bit of a wreck. So we're at the 7th caution here at lap 65. 66, excuse me.
Is that going to bring Colin Forster and co down, do you think?
I mean, at this point, if I were in the seat, if I saw all the guys that came down earlier, then yeah, me personally, I would come down now, because you played the gamble. You do realize, like, maybe you got a little bit older tires. Those newer tires will start to even out, but you're gonna have to wait, another 20 laps before that happens. So maybe that, the front of the field right now, just thinking, hey, we're gonna have a lot of cautions. Maybe we can just ride these tires out. Like Josh Carver said in the Facebook chat, he said Jimmy Green is saving the tires. So Jimmy Green saving tires is not a good thing, because we do know that that 23, once he gets a rhythm, it's hard to tear him away from it. Yeah, but it's gonna be interesting to see how these cars in front of him, will and deal this, because like we said, Jimmy Green, he was back in the 10th position at that restart. Now he's moved his way up to the 5th position. So those tires are definitely showing their heads, and then you see that the 19 getting around on those older tires as well. So that's just going to mix it up in that front field. But right now, Jimmy Green is currently sitting up highest on newer tires. So we'll see how he handles this next restart. Pace lights are out here at lap 68 of 110. Looks like we're going to get off to a really good start here again. Colin Forrester's going to be leading the field here. That 27 on the outside. This pace car will be diving off of the track here in just a moment. Pace car is out. Green flag is out. Colin Forrester got off to a really good jump again, but William Brown also getting off to a good jump. Going to file it in behind that 9, but look at that. Ryan Sword in that 94 on the outside of that 14. Brian Seaborn, excuse me. Looks like that 94 is falling off just a little bit there. But he's still, whoa, is the 94 getting loose? Whoa, Ryan Sword getting really loose there. He's going to be able to collect it, though. It's going to allow the 38 of Patrick Ginter to move up on that inside lane. Ooh, that 94 getting really loose there on those older tires. So look at that. Jimmy Green starting to move his way up through the field now, getting around that 94. Also, Patrick Ginter getting around. Whoa, it looks like the 14 getting really loose in front of Jimmy Green. So Jimmy Green's going to get around the outside of that 14. Yeah, those older tires are starting to show their ugly head. These drivers are not able to hold them down like they want to. Jimmy Green going to take the outside lane there, going to make that pass for that third position.
Ed Bauer around.
Yeah, it looks like the 19 and the 82, so we'll go back and see what happened there. It looks like the 19 just got in there just a little too hot.
Yeah, just flat out wrecked the 82, man. Just got in there. Seemed like that's been the struggle for that 19 here. Is just you know how many times we've seen that 19 here behind somebody spinning and having to check up. So unfortunate. Poor Brian Hubel just seems like he's not able to get the grasp of this racetrack, man. And that 82 just unfortunate for him as well, man. As that is going to bring out the 8th caution of the night here. As that's going to bring down Colin Forrester, William Brown, Brian Seaborn, and Ryan Swords. So like Chris was saying, definitely starting to see those old tires really starting to show on that little bit of a run there. That is going to promote Jimmy Green, Patrick Ginter, and Nathan Nichol up into the top 3. Stan Mayberry sitting in 4th. So Stan, he's got to give himself a good little run in that 99 machine as we'll ride down with William Brown and see what his pit stop is going to look like here. As you'll see him gets woed up, that right side jack going to go under. Right side up, those right side's going to be off. Virtually, you don't see it, but I'm just imagining it, and getting over to that left side, get the left side jack under, jag up, left side's off. There goes those left sides on, and that good stop from that 27 machine there, as that is going to be a 39-second pit stop into his stall, and that should be close to about a. Oh, look at that, the 82 big misses pit stop. That's going to be about a 46-second pit stop though. I say that 50. So William Brown definitely looked like he had a lot better of a pit stop time-wise, but I'm just bad at timing. as Jimmy Green, Patrick Ginter now going to be sitting in that first and second place position as we get ready to go to this restart. That 38 M&M's machine, remnant of that Elliott Sadler machine that used to race in that 38 M&M's machine back in the good old days, as he is going to be sitting himself in that second place position. He's moved himself up from 20th tonight. Patrick Ginter, another one of those drivers, man, very consistent, usually a top 10 runner, you know, and Ginter just not really been able to find his way to the front this race, but got himself on a good tire strategy here. He's got some track position, drove lap older tires than Colin Forster and company, so it'll be interesting to see how they carve themselves back to the field. The situation that Jimmy and them just had the front 5 in, they now have them in, so not as old of a tire gap. It should even out a lot quicker, but we'll see how this restart goes.
Yeah, Josh, I was going to let you know, Matthew Fitz in the YouTube chat, whenever we were talking about how the cars, you know, don't tear up as easily, he said, I don't know. I've seen to tear these cars up pretty easy. So Matthew Fitz over in the YouTube chat said, hey, I've tore up these cars easy enough. So, hey, Matthew, like we said, man, you're always getting the crap end of the stick, man. Always just wrong place, wrong time. It's unfortunate for you, man.
Yeah, and I've had the, you know, the honor of racing with all these guys, you know, most of them, not every single one of them in the truck series, and Fitz one of those guys, man. Every time you get around him, he's good. He's a consistent racer. It just, Fitz always finds the wrecks, man. You know, he can find open air, but he's going to usually find the quarter panel of a race car that's coming down the track at 180, flinging off the wall like a pinball. So, you know, it's just unfortunate for Fitz, man. Just one of those drivers that week in and week out just gets the crap end of the stick, like Chris said. And one of these days, they're going to get to talk to Matthew Fitz up in victory lane. I can feel it. The whole field might wreck out, but, you know, he's still going to be in victory lane. I'm just kidding, Matthew. I'm just kidding. Field back to green here, man. As Jimmy Green that was a low blow. I gotta really not say stuff like that. That was mean. I love Matthew, though. He's a good guy, you know. Just gotta give him the jokes here.
Yes, it looks like Jimmy Green's got off to a really good jump. Up into that first position. Well, he was in the first position, but holding on to that first position. Patrick Ginter is back there fighting it out with that Ford machine. Yeah, as you hear the caution is back out. Looks like Brian Seaborn, that 14 going around.
Hey, I wasn't talking about him this time. That was all your fault, Brian, not mine. You can't blame that one. What the crap? What was that?
Yeah, what just happened there?
Go back. Oh, you didn't see him get loose. You didn't see that from that camera. He was already loose. It just looked like he just turned right from our point of view.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, he got loose there, and then the car just went around. But, hey, good situational awareness from everybody on the track, getting out of the way. You saw Ty Mcintosh just doing a really big dive down to the bottom lane there.
Well, you think on the 9th time of having to avoid cars, they'd finally get it right. And dang if I ain't proud of my boys, they did. No more contact after one car went around. That is what we like to see.
Woo.
Good save by Ty as well, man. Really good save. And they're talking about Ty Mcintosh right now. I've been realizing that everybody's been talking for him in driver chat, but they just said he reconfigured everything last night and forgot to bind his push to talk. So, just driver things. We can remember all these setups, all the, the bumps, the cracks, everything in the track, but dang, we cannot remember to communicate to our team.
Hey, it could be like me, though. I always, I have all this stuff set up whenever I go to race. I got a tablet that's got all my gauges and everything on it, and I always forget to plug that thing up. I can turn everything else on, but I always forget to plug my tablet up.
My big thing is crew chief app.
Yeah, I don't use the crew chief app, so
I forget to turn my spotter on so much, man. I'll be halfway through a race and like, why does something feel wrong? Why have I almost wrecked like 4 times? I'm like, oh, because there's nobody literally telling me that he's on the outside, and I've just almost wrecked the field 7 times. So, You know, first caution you get, you pull down to the back, you on the back straightaway, you slow it down and just let it roll in the apron. You alt tab really fast and open it. Yeah, I've been in that situation a lot. Especially when I used to have the desk clamp steering wheel, dude. I'd always have my wheel fall off my desk mid-race.
Oh, yes.
That wasn't fun.
That's always, you know, a lot of these guys in the Full Throttle League, they've got rigs, and I've seen a lot of their rigs, and, oh, I'm not going to lie. I think, I want to say it's Shane Weldon. He's got a really nice rig. I could be wrong. Might be saying a different person. I've got so many names and people going on. Could be saying the wrong one, but I know a lot of the guys in this Full Throttle League, they got a lot of awesome rigs. So they don't have to worry about that problem like we used to have, Josh. We used to have it where, you know, we clamp our wheels to the desk, you'd be in the middle of the turn, and the next thing you know, it's in your lap while you're in the middle of the turn.
My problem was I had a 370 millimeter deep dish wheel. So I was running like a big, authentic size stock car wheel on this little bitty G920 clipped to a freaking beer pong table, man. That's basically what it is. And I was cranking that thing halfway through the wheel one day at Richmond, or halfway through the turn at Richmond. Next thing I know, it's in my lap, and I'm in the outside wall. So, you know, things happen, and that's why I'm glad I got me a rig now. If you're ever thinking about not getting a rig, trust me. Me and Chris can be the guys to tell you, get a rig. It will make you feel like you are Dale Earnhardt when you sit down.
Get a rig. It makes the racing so much better.
Yes, it does. As this green flag going to be brought to you by Cook's Lawn Care. They're going to bring us back to green here at lap number 80. As Jimmy Green going to get out to a good start. We'll see if we can get a little bit of a green flag run here now. 30 laps to go left in this race before we are done. We'll see if we can get a good green flag run here, as it's going to be Patrick Ginter up from that 20th place position, sitting in that second spot. Nathan Nichol, as you go on board here with that 99. Stan Mayberry, the man with the G25, turning it up like he's got him a force feedback Fanatec direct drive wheel, and he is doing all the business with the old school gear. And Stan Mayberry on a good little run right here. He's sitting himself up into that 6th place position, also up 18 spots like that 2nd place position of Patrick Ginter.
Yeah, Patrick Ginter doing a really good job being up here in the front. Jimmy Green getting out to a really good lead, so the Rev guys are looking really good. You got the Wolfpack guys behind him. Nathan Nichol following in behind him. You also got Bradley Wilson, who's been in a lot of wrecks, moving his way up through the field, but still sitting in that 4th place position. So Bradley Wilson doing a really good job moving his way up. You see Stan Mayberry on the inside there of that 98 of Shane Weldon. Looks like that 99 is going to make that pass on the inside, take that position away from that 98. We do know their teammates, but look at that. The 27 of William Brown starting to move his way up through the field.
Big run, yeah. Big run off the corner. He's going to get right behind that 99 machine now of Stan Mayberry. And you got to say, big shout out to that One Main Financial 99 machine of Stan Mayberry, man. Doing a good job up here. He's got Colin Forrester in front of him. He's got William Brown behind him. And he is saying, hey, I'm going to do my best Ryan Newman impression out here today, boys. You got to pass me. Stan Mayberry definitely on a good run here tonight. Best run we've seen so far. He's doing a good job here at lap number 84.
Yeah, currently sitting on 36 old tires, 36 lap old tires. Doing a really good job battling it out with that 6th place position. But it looks like he's going to go ahead and relinquish that 6th place position, going ahead and give it to William Brown. We're going to go back up front here with Bradley Wilson. It looks like Nathan Nichol and the 9 of Colin Forrester battling it out right now for that 4th place position, 3rd, 4th, and 5th place position, excuse me. But it looks like Nathan Nichol falling back just a little bit, but Bradley Wilson doing a really good job running up through the field right now.
Yes, he is. That rear bumper damage on that 51 machine. He heard us talking about him under that earlier caution in the race, saying, man, Bradley Wilson just been struggling. He said, struggling? Nah, let me flip the easy switch again, get out here and show these boys how I roll. Bradley Wilson doing a good job. He's got about 8 tenths to Jimmy Green as he's rolling up to that back bumper of Patrick Ginter if he stays on this pace here relatively soon, excuse me, as he was 2 tenths quicker that lap, this last lap by, as Jimmy Green now about 3 tenths quicker though than Patrick Ginter, only a 10th quicker than Bradley Wilson. So it'll be a battle once Jimmy Green and Bradley Wilson get to each other, but it looks like, Patrick Ginter and Bradley Wilson get to each other. And we'll have to see if he is able to get past Patrick Ginter to get himself close to Jimmy Green. It looks like he's got to worry about Colin Forrester right now as I say that.
Yeah, I was about to point out, it looks like that 9 of Colin Forrester doing a really good job moving on that inside lane. Maybe those tires for that 51 starting to balance themselves out. Colin Forrester has got a little bit fresher tires on his car, so you're going to see maybe that 9 get up here and battle it out with that 51, but you know Bradley Wilson's not going to give that position up easy.
Bradley Wilson, one of those drivers that's just been having a little bit of struggles here tonight. It's going to be interesting to see now that he's in this 2x2 action if that race car going to get a little bit squirrely, a little bit loose like it has been when he's been in single car. It looks like Stan Mayberry going to do Houdini out for a moment, but we're going to have 3 wide just for a hair right there as that 14 of Brian Seaborn going to dive it in behind that 99, push him past that 98 of Shane Weldon Sr. As you go back up on board here, you see that William Brown machine sitting in 5th spot, up 13 positions. He's ran as high as his 2nd here tonight. That 27 machine looking like he's trying to take it to Bradley Wilson now, get up there, work with that 9 of Colin Forster, try to get themselves back up into that 1 and 2 position.
Yeah, as we were coming out of turn 3 and 4 there, I noticed the 51 had a little bit of a smoke trail coming out the back, so maybe he's heating that right side tire up. Maybe he had to get on the brakes there a little bit. That's going to allow that 27 to move up on the inside of him. Whoa, as it looks like he
he's loose. Yeah, he is loose, man. You see him working that wheel from that camera view. He was really sawing on it as he got into corner. It just really got out from under him on quarter entry. That should allow the 27 to get a big run here, but it looks like he is not going to take it into turn 1. That 51 definitely starting to battle with looseness in that race car. As you see him wash up the track here, that's going to allow that 27 Sparkle Unicorn machine to get to the inside here as he's going to cut the dog leg. That 51, they're going to be too wide here going into turn 3. He should be able to take this 51 machine. As I say that, though, big drive in from Bradley Wilson.
Yeah, Bradley Wilson's just showing you, hey, I'm still here, even though I've got a damaged race car.
Oh, and Colin Forster going to get past Patrick Ginter now, Chris.
Yeah, as we were talking about it, yeah, that 38 is going to fall back 1 position. Colin Forster on a tear right now, but Jimmy Green out to a 2.5 gap between him and that number 9. So it's going to be a race for that 9 of Colin Forster. See if he can catch back up here with that 23, because that 23 looks like he's just starting to run off and leave everybody. But yeah, it does look like Colin Forster's got a really good drive out here of turns 3 and 4. He just cut that gap down to about 2/10 of a second. So, you know, Colin Forster is definitely in a drive right now.
Yeah, he's got 12 lap fresher tires as well, so definitely got a little bit more life left in those tires as he gets up through the gears, downshifting into 4th. As he's going to roll it into turn 3 here, you see him downshift into 4th again. 5 gears in these next-gen cars, sequential shifters, if you do remember them talking about that, so get accustomed to that 5-gear driving. Definitely doesn't change the racing, though. These boys are still out here digging just as hard.
Yeah, that was something that we always said, you know, when we were talking about this next gen, you know, oh, it's going to be 5 gears, single lug. Well, now that we've gotten into it, it doesn't really bother me anymore.
It's just the same all over racing, man. We're still going left, and we're still having to save tires.
Yeah, it looks like the 23 is starting to fall off just a little bit. Colin Forster's cut that gap down now to 0.8 of a second. So, woo, he is starting to really gain on that leader right now.
Yeah, 17 laps to the good.
Yeah, as I'm looking on the timing, it looks like Stan Mayberry, he's dropped back a lot right now. Those older tires just starting to come up and show their ugly head. That 99 just hoping for a caution here so he can come down and get some new tires. But, yeah, that 48 just seeming to fall off a lot now. As we go back on board here with Colin Forster, he's cut that gap down now to almost a 0.5 second. So he was sitting at a 1.5 seconds like 3 laps ago. So now he's got it down to almost a 0.5 second. That 9 car is really starting to gain on that 23.
Yeah, Colin Forster really starting to get on the loud pedal here. Get up to that 23 of Jimmy Green. Is that 38 of Patrick Ginter sitting in 3rd spot. He's going to have William Brown just a couple car lengths back. 51 of Bradley Wilson as well. That's going to round out your top 5 here tonight. As we are getting to closer and closer, 15 to go this time by. Or excuse me, that's not right, is it? I'm bad at math. 15 to go, okay, yeah. I'm bad at math, man. Yeah, 15 laps to go. As Jimmy Green still going to be on that lead, only by 5/10, so just a couple car lengths. Colin Forster starting to pull up on him now. We're going to see this battle really start to fold out here in these next couple laps. This is going to be a good battle for the lead here. Possibly battle for the win. You know, granted there be a caution within these last 7 or 14 laps.
Yeah, let's see if those 12-lap newer tires can work out for that non-machine. We do know that he came down pit lane at lap 72. Jimmy Green, last he came down was lap 60. So it's gonna be interesting to see how those 12-lap old tires can even themselves out. Jimmy Green, all he's hoping for right now is just to keep that non-machine behind him, so that way he can equal those tires out. But it looks like that non-machine is just getting a really good run up here to that 23.
And you think, oh, he's just going to go up and block the lane he's going to go. Nope, because that 9 machine is just going to try to drive it right back under him, try to take it to the high lane. You see that 9 got a good run out of turn number 2, a little bit better of a run than that 23. But it's still going to stay in this position. He's going to hold the lead here but we'll just have to see how long he's able to hold the lead for. But one thing Jimmy Green has in his advantage, it's nighttime. He's been out in clean air for the last couple laps, so he should have still a good set of tires under him. We know how well Jimmy is able to perform with older tires. We'll see if he was saving just enough. He's got the 9 all over his back bumper now, coming to lap 100 this next time by. So we're getting close to that 10 laps to go. Jimmy Green in the lead. We'll see if me and Jimmy Green and that 23 machine's got what it takes here tonight to get that victory lane, get to victory lane here at Phoenix.
Yeah, as you see Jimmy Green coming out of the corner, and 9 of Colin Forster all over that back bumper, so maybe those tires are just starting to fall apart. Yeah, you see the 23 moving up the track just a little bit. That's going to open up the door there for the 9 of Colin Forster. It's going to be too wide going into the dog leg coming into turn.
9's not going to get it, though.
Yeah, the 9, you see him getting really loose and having to shoot back up the track, so maybe those older tires in that dog leg are not working in unison anymore.
And that is a major part of the track where you need to be successful at to get yourself set up for turn 3. I mean, you can get under a guy and really make a pass stick on above the yellow line, but you're going to see a lot of those guys with those big runs usually try to go to the apron, as you see Jimmy Green do right now. He's just going to shortcut that track, try to get himself comfortably out in that lead as he rolls into turn number 3. 10 laps to go. 10 laps to go. We're coming to 9 to go this time by.
Yeah, as it looks like Jimmy Green still got that lead on that 9 of Colin Forster. We're going to go back here and just check on third place. You see William Brown starting to tuck up to that back bumper of Patrick Ginter, so maybe that 27 will get up here and start tangling with that 38 before too long. But it looks like, whoa, as Jimmy Green comes up off of it, it just looks like whenever the 9 of Colin, whoa, Colin Forster going around.
Colin Forster drifting it. He's going to save it as that 9 Suffocate. That should definitely seal the deal for Jimmy Green. Those rear tires heated up big time now. Jimmy just got to hit his marks here. 7 laps to go this next time by. Jimmy, just hit your marks. You should get yourself the victory lane here tonight.
Yeah, Jimmy Green doing a really good job of holding that car down. You see Colin Forster just, I was saying, you know, coming off of that dog leg, I was about to say it. It just looks like when he comes up back onto the track, it's just a little loose for him. Maybe he was just taking that dog leg at the wrong position. But you see, as I was just about to say it, that 9 getting really loose coming out of the dog leg. So yeah, you know, Jimmy Green just hitting the marks in the right place coming out of the dog leg, and that 9 not being able to do it. It looks like the
wreck in 3.
Tom Mcintosh.
So a wreck coming out of turn number 4 is going to stack this field back up, and everybody's got to come down pit road, right? There's no way nobody takes tires. Nobody doesn't take tires here, right? Just ran out of grip on that low lane. He was almost on the apron there. You can make it grab down there on that low lane at Phoenix coming out of turn number 4. It's just, looks like he was loose coming out of 2. Might already had those tires heated up. Definitely not what Jimmy Green wanted to see.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say, you know, barring a caution, you know, that gets everybody stacked back up, but it looks like I didn't have to see it, speak it. It just happened.
Does anybody take the track position game here? Robbie Bice, Patrick Ginter, or excuse me, not Patrick Ginter, James Morgan, but he is also a lapped car. So James, I think, just has to stay out anyways, right? Pit road's closed for him.
Yes, you are correct. It looks like Robbie Bice is the only one that's on the lead lap.
He still might have to pit this next time by, though.
It also looks like Josh Abbey, I want to say, is on the lead lap as well, but I'm not sure.
Josh Abbey was a lap down. Somebody just blew up. Oh, race off pit road. Dude, the 27 and 38 are inside of each other. They must have came out of their pit stalls and ghosted inside of each other.
Yeah,
that's the only way you can do that.
I do know that iRacing has it to where I think me and David have actually tried this, or maybe it was me and Carver. I can't remember. Where we drove around the whole track, ghosted inside of each other, just trying to see if we could do it, and we did a complete lap, ghosted inside of each other. It was kind of fun. So yeah, it can happen.
Yeah, I think that's just what that was. I was confused there for a second. I was like,
So here at 4 laps to go here. The Valley
you
of the
think he
Sun.
took right sides only?
Who's that?
44-second pit stop. He was 6 seconds faster off of pit road than everybody else. Brian Hubble.
Yeah, it could have been a left side only.
Right sides, left sides.
Excuse me, right sides, excuse me. Could have been a right sides only for that 19. He is currently sitting in that second position. Robbie Bice missing that front clip. Sitting up here in that first position, just trying to take all the track position he can get at this point. But behind him, you got Jimmy Green, moved himself out into that third position. Then Bradley Wilson, somebody that we've been seeing getting a lot of tangling up with a lot of cars, still up here in that top 5. So that 51, you know, he, like I said earlier, he's still saying, hey, it doesn't matter how many times I get wrecked, boys, I'm still out here.
I am so interested to see how this restart goes, man. This is going to be hectic. It's going to be a green-white checkered. A natural green-white checkered. No overtime finish yet.
Somebody that we haven't talked about a lot tonight, Brian Chu, just riding around in the background now, currently sitting in the 15th position. Doesn't look like he's got too much damage on that car, so maybe the Candyman just kind of cruising. Can't really call him the Candyman tonight, seeing as Patrick Ginter is driving that 38 machine, but looks like the caution lights are out. We're going to be going green this time around.
As we'll see how these boys get back around the racetrack, if they even make it back around the racetrack. Robbie Bice off to a big start, 19 to Brian Hubble. He's going to go to that inside lane. We'll see, stack that outside lane up, and it looks like Jimmy Green not able to get off to a great restart here. As they're 3 wide in front of Jimmy Green, this is his time to pounce if anything is to happen.
Robbie Bice with all that damage, just trying to keep out of everybody's way, but he's going to get up into the 23 of Jimmy Green.
There it is.
Looks like William Brown was also collected up into that window on board here. Looks like 28 was just trying to stay out of the way, maybe hit the apron just a little bit. Yeah, you see the 27 of William Brown also spinning down there. There on the bottom line, he sees it. Oh, just door bang with that 14. Send him down to the bottom lane. It's unfortunate for everybody that was involved in that. Ooh, it's just a lot of cars taking a lot of hits there. All right, and with this caution out, we'll go ahead and go to a 811 dig call before you dig. Commercial break.
When do you plan on putting in that new fence we've been talking about since last summer?
I guess I could start tomorrow.
Protect the ones you love and protect your buried utilities by contacting 811 before you dig, either by phone, the web, or the NC811 app. Know what's below. Before you dig, visit nc811.org to learn more. If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love.
We're back here at Valley in the Sun 110 with 3 laps to go. You see the caution lights out on the pace car, so we're going to be going green this time around. We have Bradley Wilson on that outside line with that 19 of Brian Hubel, currently sitting in the lead. See if that 19 been involved in a lot of accidents in this race, along with that 51. Both been in a couple of the accidents up here. Currently sitting up here in the lead. We'll see if these fresh tires. You saw pretty much everybody come down pit lane, take those fresh tires. So gonna have a shootout here to the finish, as this is green-white checkered number 1.
It's going to be a Phoenix, Arizona style shootout. As for overtime number 1, it is going to be the major setups attempt number 1 here as we go for a green, white checkered 3 attempts here. But a overtime attempt number 1 brought to you by Major Setups, as it's going to be Brian Hubel and Bradley Wilson bringing the field back to the green flag for green, white checker attempt number 1. Hubble off to a great start as he is going to get to that outside lane. And we'll see if Colin Forrester, the man that we said should get it done here tonight, will get it done. He's to the inside of Bradley Wilson, and he is going to make some easy work of that 51 here, as he has got a good run off that inside lane. He's going to the apron, and that 9 of Colin Forrester doing his best Brad Keselowski impersonation all the way to the wall. That 9, he's got one shot at it unless the caution comes out. This is going to be your race for the win here as the white flag, oh, caution's out. We're coming to the white flag. We'll have one more attempt.
Yeah, as we see a lot of stuff going on there. Let me scroll down here. I saw Stan Mayberry getting into it. I want to say Bryant Seaborn went around. Oh, you see the one of Tom Mcintosh getting into the back quarter panel there of that 14. It's going to stack up Shane Weldon. He had nowhere to go there. Yeah, you see that 01 just getting a little loose coming up the, just tighten it up coming up the corner. Going to send that 14 around, and then you're going to see Shane Weldon Sr. getting into the back bumper. Yeah,
giving the 14 another boot. And then you talked about him, Chris, Brian Chew, having a clean race car. He wrecked it this time.
Yeah, I saw that. You see Stan Mayberry on that, just 18.
Right into the one main financial Stan Mayberry. Man. As this is going to be overtime attempt number 2. As we did see the caution as Hubble was coming to grab with the white flag in that discount tire number 19 machine, but Colin Forrester looked like a man on a mission that restart. And if you're in that 19 machine, you definitely got to be thinking about that 9. Because Colin Forrester looks like at any chance he's going to get, any chance he gets, he is going to pounce on this 19 machine. And he has to, obviously. He wants that race win. And that 9 machine, don't give him no room here. Or that 9 machine, don't give him no room, because he's gonna go for that gap.
Yeah, like you were saying, Colin Forrester looks like he is a man on a mission right now. That 51 just having that little bit of damage. Bradley Wilson not able to hang with that 9. That 9 just having a clean race car right now. I don't want to say anything because I always, always seems like I just jinx everybody. So I do apologize if I jinx everybody, but. Yeah, that 9 machine, like you were saying, just had a really good drive coming out of the turn. Looked like maybe if they would have gotten that green flag, it could have been a battle for that lead. pace light should be out this time around. We should be going green. At least one more time. See, the pace lights are out. So yeah, the green flag will be coming out next time around. And we'll have a shootout to the finish. See, the pace lights are out. So yeah. Yeah, so
All right.
got to have a good drive here. I was going to say, we got to have a good drive here from that 19 and an even better drive from that 9. If that 9 is going to want to take over that first position. See Ed DeBauer back there blinking out just a little bit. But hey, don't count out that 38 of Patrick Ginter. He's still back there as well.
Bradley Wilson as well, but I'm looking for that 9 man to make this pass here. We know how fast he has been all night. We'll see if that 9 machine's got what it takes, or if ooh, good little jump there. The 9 anticipated. 19 going to get off to a good start. So is the 51. So this could be the battle for the win. They're going to take the green flag this time. They'll get the white flag next time. Let's see if that 9 can make up some track position here. He's to that outside lane. 38 loose. Or tight, excuse me, plowed up the racetrack. And now here comes Bradley Wilson to the inside. 2 wide on the apron. Bradley Wilson, 3 wide for the lead.
Whoa, let's see how this works out. Bradley Wilson's on that inside lane.
It's going to stick. No, it's not. The 9's going to come under the inside of the 18 here. White flag this time. Bradley Wilson in the lead.
Yeah, let's see if that inside line's going to work out for that 51. You see the 19 trying to pinch that door down.
19 loose. 19 loose. Here comes the 9. It ain't over. Turn 3. They're going to be 2 wide. No, they're not. 9's in there. 9's in there. Here comes the bumper. Woo-hoo! Off at turn number 3, baby. Count of 4, checker flag. It's going to be Bradley Wilson picking up the win. Woo! What a finish, baby. What a finish, man. Awesome racing from the boys out in Full Throttle tonight. Excellent show right there. Hats off to Bradley, Colin, Brian, all of them, man. Awesome, awesome racing right there for that win right there. Woo! And you know that that Bradley Wilson machine, he knows how to do this. This is his one of his expertise, burning it down. And Bradley Wilson deserved that win tonight with a beautiful, beautiful 3 wide move there in turn number 3 down the back straightaway. Awesome finish to this race, man. I thought the 19 was going to spin him right there, man. But he just clipped him. It straightened him back out. And then look at that run that the 51 got off the corner. I thought that clip was going to open the 9 up. Maybe just took a little bit of speed off of him. And you saw him. He gave him the bumper. But Bradley Wilson in his suit and tie kept it dapper, kept it under control. And that 51 machine picked up his 3rd victory of the season in a style, baby. Look at that 3 wide action right there on that, coming to grab the white flag.
Yeah, the 51 keeping it calm, cool, and collected down there on that inside line. That's definitely a line that not a lot of people want to be in because you get loose. But, hey, Bradley Wilson showing that he knows how to run that. You see the 19 trying to pinch him down there, but just got loose there as he was going around. If the 51 wasn't there, the 19 would have went around.
And then just right here, man, you saw the 9. Gave him the least amount of bumper without spinning him he could. He was letting him know, I'm here, but I ain't going to wreck you. He even tried to go to the drag race down the front stretch. Just some good, clean racing from those boys at the end. That was like just what you like to see at the end of the race, man. As we're going to go ahead and go through your official results here at the end of the race, and then we'll get to your post-race interviews, as it's going to be that 51 machine. Bradley Wilson picking up the win here tonight. Colin Forster second, with Brian Hubel in third. Those 3 drivers just gave us a great show to the finish. And, man, it was awesome. They definitely deserved those top 3 positions after those finish, because that was an awesome drive in those last couple laps. As it's going to be Ryan Sword up 10 positions, finishing in that 4th spot. Patrick Ginter in that 38 M&M's machine. He's up 15 spots. He finished 5th in that in that top 5 spot. So Ed Bauer going to finish 6th with Austin Rhodes in 7th. Josh Abbey going to finish 8th, where he qualified to start this race, with Stan Mayberry up 15 spots. Going to get himself a top 10 finish. That's what I like to see from Stan. Top 10 finish here in the next gen cars, with Shane Weldon Sr. also going to get himself a top 10 and take that final top 10 position and round out your top 10. A lot of top 10s right there. That's what I just said. So Robbie Bice going to pick up 14 spots after that damaged race car and causing a little bit of a contact there in overtime number 1. He's still going to finish 11th, up 14 spots. So good on Robbie Bice, with Bryant Seaborn in 12th, William Brown in 13th, Chad Hitchcock in 14th, with Ryan Chew 15th, Ty Mcintosh 16th, Jimmy Green 17th, who had a shot to win this race. Unfortunate for Jimmy Green here tonight. And James Morgan finishing 18th, Nathan Nichol 19th, Daniel Ship 20th, David Salter 21st, Charles Gurrick 22nd, with Stoney 23rd, Matthew Fitz 24th, Austin Gee 25th, and rounding out your field. So it looks like we do have your third place finisher of Brian Hubel and your finisher in the booth, ready to get their interviews. The only one we are waiting on is that 9 machine of Colin Forster, but it seems like he is still hanging out in the team chat. We'll just give him a moment, but we'll go ahead and bring up Brian Hubel and have a word with that third place finisher here tonight. Man, why is it muting everybody in the broadcast booth now? Yeah, we're going to have to move to a different channel right quick, Brian. Just give us 1 second, buddy, and we'll be with you. All right, you got us, Brian?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Sorry about that. I don't know what our broadcast booth, for some reason now, it mutes the drivers when y'all come in there, and we can't unmute y'all, so I do apologize about that. But, Brian, you picked up that third place finisher tonight, man. You had a little bit of controversy early in the race, but, you know, things happen here on a track like Phoenix, small little track, 1 mile oval, and you know, so we know contact does happen, and hey, unfortunate for some guys, but fortunate for you, you finished in that top 3 position. You were leading the race going into that overtime number 1 and 2. You were almost about to grab the white flag in overtime number 1 before the caution came out, and that looked like that might have been your better shot at picking up the race win here tonight. But take us through overtime number 2, man. 3 wide coming down the back straightaway, 3 wide through turn 3 and 4, and 3 wide into 1 and 2 for a second before you started to get loose. Walk us through that last restart, man. That was one hell of a show you guys put on, and one good finish from all you guys up there in the top 3 positions. How you feeling after that third place? And walk us through that last little overtime finish right there.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I mean, I hit everybody in the entire field today, so I apologize there. But I could not brake for whatever reason with this new car. I can't brake well, and so I just couldn't. I just hit people like trying to go through the braking process. But on that last overtime, taking 2 tires was great. I mean, it put me out in the lead from like 8th place. But my problem was I had Colin jump the start, and so I thought perfect. I hit it. I restarted great, and then I get into that first turn and I got loose. And so that's allowed them to catch back up. And then, like you said, that 3 wide was pretty cool to see how close we were racing, and we didn't bump each other or really wreck each other. And then once they got past me, there was no way I could catch up. By just the 2 tires was only great for, like you said, that first green-white checkered. I think I had the shot, and then after that, it was kind of like, hopefully I could get a good jump and enough distance. But third place is great after hitting everybody in the field.
Hey, man, it happens. We've all been in that position where it seems like we're the bowling ball out there and everybody's just a pin. So, you know, sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes the nail. You were the hammer and you were the nail today. You picked up the third place spot, man, and you still did a great job. You know, like you said, these next-gen cars, man, definitely one of those things that we've seen a lot of drivers with big learning curves, got a lot of names in the top 5 just this season. That last season, maybe you wouldn't be talking about this top 5. So we understand that, you know, hey, we're getting into a new car, new learning process. I'm sure nobody's going to be mad at you at the end of the race tonight, man. Everybody out there was just, it seemed like, having a little bit of struggles, but you were able to pick it back up, Brian, and you put on one hell of a show there at the end, man. Those 2 tires, awesome strategy from you and the crew. And yeah, you got yourself up on that podium position after falling back pretty far there early in the race, and good strategy to get yourself back up here. Like you said, after it feels like you hit everybody, but hey, good job, Brian. And you got any final words, final thoughts, or shout outs before we let you go here tonight, man?
Yeah, just thanks to Robbie and the team for hosting us in this Full Throttle League, and then Shenandoah Shine and the team over there, and also in the Joe Gibbs team. So thank you again for hosting these, and they're fun to watch after the race and hear what you guys had to say.
Yes, sir. It's it's gonna be a fun week next week, man. We know you guys are ready to get this ball rolling out of here at Phoenix, and we're excited to see you again next week driving, Brian. And again, congratulations on that top 3. Hopefully that brings the momentum, and we'll be talking to you up here in the booth, maybe in victory lane next time. It seems like you got the strategies down perfect now.
Yeah, hopefully next time a victory. So we'll see. Getting used to this next gen car, and so that's taking a little time. And I think we're right there to start getting some wins.
All right. Well, heck yeah, man. Again, congratulations on 3rd here tonight. And like I said, hopefully we'll be speaking with you next week.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, and that was Brian Hubble, that 3rd place finisher. Going to go ahead and bring up Colin Forster, your 2nd place finisher, and have a word with him. Colin Forster, Chris, and Josh up here in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Hey, man, you had a great run right there, and it seemed like overtime number 1 might have been your best chance to get the victory. But we're going to take it a step back here and talk about how dominant that number 9 machine was at the start of this race. It seemed like once you got out in the lead early, there was no stopping Colin Forster. I mean, you qualified on the pole position here tonight, and it was really just clean air for the 9 machine. And a little bit of a pit strategy mix you up to the back of the field. You got caught up in some of that traffic, and towards the late part of the race, you got yourself back up here, gave yourself a really good shot in overtime 1. Even had a great shot in overtime 2. Just looks like you weren't in the right place at the right time. But take us through this race, Colin. It seemed like that race car definitely set up here tonight, and you were the car to beat. Just like we said, sometimes at the end, it's not always the best car that wins the race.
Yeah, the car is definitely really good over the long run. It started to build a little free on the long run, like you seen when me and Jimmy were running there towards the last few laps. I just got loose entering the corner, and luckily I saved it. These cars are super hard to save. But yeah, it definitely was a super fast the long run car. Just got a little too loose towards the end. I made some adjustments for the green white checkered, and they felt good, but just I didn't have a good start on the last green white checkered, and was just didn't have enough time to get past Bradley. But he's been fast all season, so it's not like I lost. It's not like it was a fluke win for him, but definitely wish I could have. Or I definitely wish that caution wouldn't have come out on the first green light, because I felt like I was in a good position because the 19 took 2 tires, and I knew he was going to be a little slower.
Yeah, it did seem like on that first green light, I was saying it. I had the mic muted. I was saying, "Oh, he's coming, he's going to get it." And it looked like you were, getting it. And in my head, I was thinking, this is it. This is where he's going to set the pass up in the wood, and the caution did come out. But that 3 wide in overtime number 2, man, that was just an awesome show from up here in the booth. You, Brian, and Bradley all down there just willing that thing, not giving an inch to each other. That was awesome to watch. And man, it just really seemed like that you were going to be the guy to walk away here with the victory. But 2nd place, like you said, not a fluke win from Bradley. Definitely a fast guy. So it's just another awesome race to watch you get out here, and definitely saw in that wheel, Colin. You were doing a great job here tonight. And if you've got any final words, final thoughts before we let you go here tonight, you can go ahead and throw them out there.
Shout out to you guys doing the broadcast. I'm sure I'll go back to watch it right after the cup race is over. Shout out to my teammates who weren't here. Shout out to everyone in the league for having me, and thank you to everyone.
Heck yeah, man. Well, thank you for taking the time to have a word with us, Colin. And again, congratulations on that 2nd place finish. Sure, we'll be talking to you up here in victory lane soon, buddy. And have a good rest of your week, and we'll be seeing you next week, man.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right, and that was Colin Forster, 2nd place. Going to go ahead and have a word with your winner, that 51 machine of Bradley Wilson. Bradley Wilson, Chris, and Josh up in the full throttle booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Man, oh man, Bradley, just got to take a step to say, we saw you spin tonight. We saw you get into the back of spinning cars. We saw you get wrecked. I mean, we saw everything happen from that Bradley Wilson machine and that G Unit 51. Man, you still put it up there in victory lane tonight with an awesome run off of turn number 2 and overtime number 2. Coming down on that dog leg, just really cutting it low. You got 2 wide there with Brian, and then you guys got 3 wide for that last little segment. Awesome race. And man, I don't know if you know, but Brian got a little bit loose. There was a second there I thought you and him were going around on overtime number 2, and it was going to bring Colin to the win, but it just it straightened his car back out when he got into you. And Bradley, you brought it home with an explosive run in overtime number 1. Walk us through just the tragedies, the controversies, everything of this race here tonight, and how you got yourself up into victory lane. Because at the end of the race, it didn't seem like you took any damage. That 51 machine was on rails, and you rolled yourself right into victory lane here tonight at Phoenix.
There's a lot of ups and downs tonight. Definitely wish we could have stayed a little cleaner, because definitely noticed some damage on the straightaways, because Colin was able to pull up to me so much, and that just gave me the opportunity to send it harder in corners than he could, especially on older tires. It just seemed to stick more. And got to give the biggest shout out to Elite Performance Industries for this setup. It's fucking amazing. I couldn't thank them for a better setup. It with 20 minutes of practice and able to bring home a win is pretty incredible to me.
Like, yeah, man, 20 minutes of practice and a win, Bradley. I mean, we can maybe see why you're a little bit dodgy out there on the wheel tonight, just not getting as much practice. But hey, that setup came alive, and you've seen like once you got the groove of the race car there towards the end, unstoppable in that 51 machine. So again, congratulations on the victory, buddy. Congratulations on just bringing home an excellent finish here in overtime. I was out of my chair screaming. That was a crazy win. And it was an awesome way to pick up your third win of the season. You've got any final words, thoughts, shout-outs, anything before we let you get going here tonight? You can go ahead and throw them out there, Bradley.
I got to thank my sponsors, Shendo Shine, Martin Sports 906, Elite Performance Industries, my dad for putting up with me for all these years, CGE, White Knuckle Esports, my family for always being behind me, my teammates Joshua Abbey and James Morgan. Hopefully we can get Dan Gallant back, but we all know he's really hard at work and just can't get away from it right now. It's definitely moving stores from Kansas to Pennsylvania can definitely take a toll on someone. And y'all for broadcasting this. It's been a hell of a season so far, bringing home 4 wins in 6 or 7 races. Definitely got to thank everyone that's been behind me all this time.
You are right. I knew it was right with 4 wins. I said 3. That is my fault. I apologize about that. But hey, again, Bradley, big congratulations, man. It was an up and down race all night, and still the experience prevailed, man. 4th win of the season. Bradley, you're looking good, and again, looking like the championship favorite rolling through this midway part of the early season. And like I said, just looking good. Again, congratulations, and we'll be seeing you next week, man.
All right, thank you. Looking forward to it.
Thank you, buddy. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, and that was that 51 machine. Going to go ahead and put us back down in the broadcaster booth, Chris. That was that 51 machine of Bradley Wilson. And Chris, you got any final words before we let these full throttle go here tonight?
Yeah, just like I always say every week, just a big shout out to everybody that lets us be a part of this. Robbie Bice, David Salter, all those guys. Any of the Full Throttle people. It's just it's a really good honor to be a part of this league. To be able to race with all the guys in the truck series and the Xfinity series. It's a lot of fun, and it's really opened up my eyes to racing a lot different. Sitting up here and watching, like I tell everybody, you don't realize how much watching people race helps you with your own racing, and it really helps me watching these guys, do this race every week, and I love being able to be a part of the leagues every Thursday and Saturday, and just be able to sit out there and have fun with all these guys. So just a big shout out to the Full Throttle guys, for letting us be a part of it. North Carolina 811 Dig, for them coming on as a sponsor. Cook's Lawn Care and Major Setup, as usual, because I actually use the Major Setups whenever I do races on Saturdays and Thursdays. So they're really good setups. I love them.
Heck yeah, I'm gonna have to echo the same of what Chris said, and just say thank you for joining us here tonight at Phoenix. It was a great race. We saw a good 3-wide battle to the end, and just big shout out to the Full Throttle guys, Robbie, all the guys that make this go round. And just got to say a good night to all the fans on Facebook and YouTube. If you're on that YouTube, hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell if you want to know when we go live and get the notifications on your mobile device, whatever you have YouTube on, you'll get that notification. And so yeah, definitely check us out on Facebook. If you haven't, hit that like button. And if you're on that Facebook, hit like, hit that share button, and let some more friends and family know about this awesome racing we got going on over here at Full Throttle. This is going to be me, or Chris, and Josh Kiwis in the Full Throttle booth, signing off here tonight and saying good night, and we will see you next Sunday.